Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. We are going to read from the Covenant of Reigning Truth Ministries before we do anything else.
Yes.
Verse 8 and 9 says, well, 8 says, we are the temple of Yahweh. We shall not defile this temple. 1 Corinthians 3:16 through 17.
So be it.
Number 9 says, the Spirit of Yahweh dwells in our body. Therefore we shall glorify Yah in our body and in our spirit, which belongs to him. 1 Corinthians 6:19 through 20.
So be it.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight, Father, to ask you to be with us, Father.
Yes.
That you would just help us to hear your word, Father, and hear what you have us to say, Father. We pray that all evil spirits leave, Father, and that there be no controversy. We'll just be on one mind, one accord, Father, and only hear what you have us to hear, Father.
Yes.
No more, no less. In Yeshua's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, welcome to First Healthy Hair with Shanel of the new year. Yeah, it's the first one. Hope your hair is happy. Not gonna be here before you long. And the reason for that being is because the challenge is over in 1 week.
Ooh, 1 week.
Who knew that?
No.
Nobody? Yeah. It's about that time.
Wow.
Challenge went from, what was it, September
Yeah.
1st through February 1st.
Wow.
So, is your hair happy? Wow. I can tell Elder Felina's hair is feeling a little extra peppy today.
Yes.
She got her curls all defined.
Yeah.
Yeah, come up here. I'm just gonna,
Uh-oh.
we're gonna trade places.
Okay.
So everybody could see that she's been working on something. Ooh. Yes. Marvelous.
Yes.
Oh yeah, your body is that praise. Woo! I was so happy to see that. I had to like not explode. She probably couldn't tell because I caught myself real quick. But I was like, look at it. Will you share with us what you used and how you did it?
I am following my healthy hair instructions. I remember you talking about the twist outs and the plait outs and stuff, so I've been twisting my hair and I'm still using shea butter, and I found this olive oil gel. And I used a little bit of that, and that made the twist stay a little longer, and also when I twist it out, it gives it more of a defined curl.
All right, if I hand God praise for that. Woo! So what you're saying is you're wearing a twist out
Yes.
with gel. I approve. That is a good look for you. If I was natural, I would do pretty much the same thing. Amen. All right. Okay, we're gonna just go one by one just to see if you guys are ready for this big finale, I should say, because we're not gonna do it today. The end of the challenge is February 1st, so I will wait till we meet in February to get in of the challenge pictures, and whether you started late, you started on time, I want pictures just to see. Also, be prepared to discuss in detail your regimen. Pretty much have ready all the products that you use. If you should be able to remember. You should be keeping track with it. The ones that worked, the ones that didn't work, what you learned. Before we come to our next meeting, I will send you all a specific document to tell you exactly what I'm expecting from you. But believe me, I ain't expecting the same thing I seen in September. That's all I'm gonna say right there. If you've been slacking, it's gonna show. And I'm not gonna make you feel good about it. Just to warn you. But today we're just pretty much gonna do a little checkup. if there's any last questions, because you got a month, if you haven't slacking, you do have a month to get it right. And honestly, you can fake some stuff in a month. I'm just gonna say, you can do the right things if you stick to it, and your hair will be looking good. I don't want you to lie when it comes, but your hair you will see a difference. You still have 1 month to make progress. And we already talked about that. If there's any questions on how to do that, this is what the class is for. So for now, I just want to know, does anyone have any specific questions and getting back on track? Anything that happened within the last month? Any questions, last minute kind of stuff? Start off, I will say that I've been looking for my moisturizer for a bajillion years, right?
Yeah.
And not really a bajillion years, pretty much a month. And let me tell you, a month without your moisturizer feels like a bajillion years.
Yes.
So I've been hiding it in this bun. I don't know if y'all noticed that see me around, but I've been wearing this bun for about 2 weeks now because I've been trying to keep the moisture in my hair.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to substitute my moisturizer. It's my moisturizer, so of course I'll use my leave-in. But and when I air dry, I'll air dry in the bun so the moisture can stay in there until I find my moisturizer. For those of you that don't know what my moisturizer is, it's the Elastic QP mango butter, olive oil and mango butter, which is a rare commodity nowadays because I guess I don't know what that company's going through or how many people have just fallen in love with it and they can barely stay on the shelves. But I finally found it at a Walgreens and they had 2 left. And I took both of them with no shame because I went a whole month without it. And it's not like I waited till the last minute to get it. I saw my jar was halfway empty and I started looking. And of course, you can buy stuff online, but who got the money for all that shipping and handling and stuff like that? So, yeah, my hair's been missing it, and I'm excited to get it to be reunited. There we go. With my product. All right, anyone else want to share something or have any questions on something specific? We talked about breakage last week, so I don't know if you guys have been practicing on keeping your hair from breaking. Have you been wearing hair ties less or, anything?
I have a question.
Yes. Elder Linnell?
Okay, my hair is going really good. I talked about last time with lesson things like that. But then for the challenge, I was getting away from the heat product and was trying to not use the heat at all because it was emergency, so I had my free pack. What I've been doing was curling my hair every night with rollers, the plastic ones. And all my products, I think they're good, so my hair can go good with those. But I know that when I get the rollers out, I can get brokerage on the rollers. And I was wondering if there's a kind of roller, actually, even let me know. But I know.
All right, give her a hand for sharing. You were kind of breaking up some, but if I heard you clearly, your question, what you're basically saying was you've been rolling your hair up instead of using heat, but when you've been rolling it up, you've been seeing some broken hair pieces. Is that correct?
Yeah, after I take the roller out, it's like the rollers are breaking my hair.
Gotcha. Okay, so for that could be a few reasons. One, I wouldn't say it has anything to do with the plastic rollers. I think plastic rollers are fine. However, it might have to do with, one, how wet your hair is when you're rolling it up. Because from the research I've seen, the wetter your hair is, the better results you will get, the cleaner it will be when it comes out, and the straighter it will be. When I say straighter, I mean smoother. So it could be that when you're rolling your hair, it's not smooth enough, you know what I mean? Like you rolled your hair, so you know when you roll it up, you're looking for it to smooth. You're supposed to focus on the ends and smooth the ends to make sure that part is flat, and then you go up from there. That is one way, because when you take them loose, some of the hair could be getting caught in the pins or whatever it is that you're using, and that could cause it to break. Also, if it's dry hair, that, we want it wet. Also, if it's not that reason, which that reason is kind of rare, honestly, if your hair is breaking when you're doing rollers, I don't think it has anything to do with the roller setting. I think it has more mainly to do with the condition your hair is in. And it's just easier to see the broken pieces when you take them down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Pastor had something to say.
I also heard or read or something like that, the humidity and the weather has to do a lot to do with the breakage of hair. If you're not, like, say you don't have a consistency where you use the right blah 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 to keep it at the same thing. So in and out of the cold weather, coming in and out, will dry the hair out. And the main thing that I heard was the consistency of you doing the same thing every night. Like say you sleep, like God said, if you sleep with his skull cap on all the time, and when he go to a different place, even though the humidity may be up or down because his hair has been trained, it's going to pretty much like that temperature. But if it's not been doing on a consistent basis, and he think he can get away with it, Florida and Iowa, two different places, and you're missing the Florida moisture. Am I making sense? Shanel? You hear anything like that nature?
Okay. Yes. My question, hold on, before I go into that, my question to you, Elder Linnell, is was your hair breaking when you were here as well, or did it just recently start?
When I was there, it was not breaking. It was actually getting better, less breakage there. But I was mostly wearing ponytails, and now that I'm up here and I'm working, I'm rolling my hair every night. I roll it, of course, when I wash it. I let it to dry, but I also roll it every night, so I don't have to use the curl down in the morning. And so at that point, every night, it's not wet. I just put the moisturizer and seal, and then I roll it, so it's not wet when I do it.
All right. So to address what my pastor was saying, yes, definitely that can happen. That can do with the change in climate. That's why when we talked about when the seasons change, how your hair, sometimes you have to switch products because your hair is not liking the all of a sudden switch. It's kind of, it adapts to what's, you can be using the same thing straight over and over again, but as soon as the weather changes or your hair just decides it's not gonna like something anymore, which we can't help, that will cause it to kind of freak out. From going to a subtle climate change to a drastic climate change, especially if it's a cooler air and a drier air with less humidity, that could definitely, especially if you're using the same products, that could definitely cause it to break without a doubt. That can dry it out without a doubt. So what he was saying was making perfect sense. Also, when he was talking about consistency, there's a difference between consistency and what? What did we learn? Over manipulation. And it's like I said at the very beginning, braid outs are nice, but if you keep braiding your hair every night, every single night, it's too much tension on the hair. So one thing, it could be a combination with the cooler weather. So whatever moisturizer you're using is probably not strong enough to handle the climate change. So you might have to change either the moisturizer, or you might have to add more hot oil treatments, or you might have to do a little bit longer with your deep conditions. Also, it can deal with rolling your hair every single night. You have to give your hair a break sometimes. That's just what it is. Sometimes, when it's depending on what your hair is, you know how your hair is, you know how it's reacting. Sometimes you can get away with rolling your hair every single night. But it seems like that this is too much of a change for it right now. So what you may want to do, instead of rolling it every night, find a shortcut. Say, I would put it in a ponytail and just roll the ponytail up like that, because that's a lot less manipulation than going through every strand and rolling it up. That's just a simple tie, one roller there, and you know, there's prices to pay with your cuteness for the likeness of your hair. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, maybe it's time to change up the style until you fix your hair, until you give it what it needs. So that's gonna be a nice little experiment for you to try to adapt to the cooler weather and the whole shockage
Yes.
of your hair. Pastor has something to add?
Also about the consistency of what I was returning to earlier is the temperature of the hair. That's what the main thing what I meant. The temperature of the room and all that stuff, and the moisture. That's why I meant by the skull cap you do it to get a set degree of temperature. Now let's say like the skull cap, moisture is always the same all the time, not the wear and tear of the hair, the way the hair feels. In Florida, you can get this moisture in the air. You go outside, and then you go somewhere else, it's not that much moisture, so you got to use some kind of oil or whatever treatment. And so your hair is missing that. It's missing that consistency of the amount of stuff they're getting out of used to get out of that atmosphere. And so they're missing that. So now you got, like you said, you gotta try another, you gotta try something else. Let's see. Normally I don't use this, but let's see. And what really keep coming to my head, and I'm not an expert like Shanel, but I got a little bit of experience with hair, is I keep seeing like on cartoons, when the hair freezes, and they go and break it off and fall off,
Yes.
you know, in and out that cold, unprotected, or to a level that you're not used to protecting because you ain't experimented enough yet, I guarantee it will cause damage to your hair. I mean, just for the, what I'm saying is, just for the little time that I was in the hospital, the environment, the temperature was completely different than I'm used to. And so when I was in the hospital, I was combing my hair was falling out. And I was like, normally, I deal with dandruff, dry scalp. In the hospital, my hair was coming out for the simple fact it was a different cold, it was a different type of environment that my body was used to. So I didn't comb, even my beard did it, that tripped me out. My hair was coming out my beard. So that's what on the line I was thinking too. And especially in Florida, it's cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot. So you get, like Shanel said, that would be like you rolling it, and then you're not rolling it. You're getting a break. Up where you're at, it's cold every day, 24 hours, 8 days a week. Then you go home and your room is warm. But then, I said all that to say this. Sometimes something simple like a humidifier to add a little moisture in your room when you come home. Something like that, something simple. Your hair go. No, I know because that's what the hair in my nose did. Without the humidifier hooked to my breathing machine,
Yes.
the hair in my nose would come out and it would burn, and then I noticed it and tripped me out. When I got the humidifier set at a happy degree for my nose, that nose hair started growing like crazy. And I know it's a difference in this and this, but that's just an example of what I'm talking about. My nose hair was happy. It was getting this water was coming out, seeing what was going on. Hey, what y'all doing? So I'm like, man, I know that shit burning up again. So, it's just something to think about, I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like it.
good,
Oh.
good. Any questions, Elder Linnell?
That was TM, but I get this discussion. Thank you both very much.
She said that was TMI.
Well, I thought we was being scientifically good up here.
Yeah.
And then didn't you think so?
I learned some stuff.
Yeah.
I always wondered what a humidifier would do to benefit me. Any more questions?
That was
Did-
good.
Do you pretty much know where you're gonna take it from here, or are you still a little lost?
Yep, she told me you
Oh, you
know.
Elder.
You can.
Elder Linnell, she's talking to you.
I didn't understand what you said.
Did that answer your question? Do you know where you're gonna take it from here to fix it, or do you have any more questions?
No, I took the advice. I'm gonna change my regimen to what you said.
Okay, and I also recommend you look online to see what, cause you have hair, Lisa, so I would also recommend just to look to see what others up north are raving about in hair products, because those are the ones that don't use the light moisturizers and the same stuff that we use. Those are the ones that use like special ones, because with us, I mean, you might want to use a humectant, which is a moisturizer that grabs water out of the air and attracts it to your hair.
Oh, wow.
And it can also be very bad because if there's no water in the air, it's
Yes.
taking water out of your hair and putting it into the air. So you might just want to do a little bit, on your, all the free time you have.
Yes.
Just look it up.
That's
All right?
cool.
Okay.
All right.
That's good stuff.
All right. Elder, I saw your hand.
Oh, yes.
Give our hands up first.
Actually, it's part of what I was gonna say, is sort of related to what, Elder Linnell was talking about when the weather changing thing.
Mhm.
I went back to you when the weather seems like it was just getting hot or one or the other, cold. Anyway, tried the S-Curl
Mhm.
moisturizer again, and my hair was like, what in the world is that? So I don't know if it's gonna like it again, but I thought about the statement of how sometimes your hair will like a product at one point and then not like it. So, I'm gonna give it one more try later, but, I don't think my hair is gonna like that anymore. The other thing is, it's so funny, cause as before Healthy Hairs began, I was thinking, okay, now we started this challenge when? Today, right in the foyer there, I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, now how much longer do I have? And I was like, well, it's really pretty good. I'm really excited about, not so much length, but it just feels, like when I manipulate it, I'm not getting as much hair coming out, and, I'm more confident in doing different things to my hair, so I'm really appreciative for, the challenge. It forced me to do some things.
Oh man, Father hands clap praise for that. And that's because you're actually sticking to it. It's important to you. I'm just gonna say that real quick. Just throw that out there. Something's important to you. You're gonna work for it, and you're gonna see the results. We know about that.
Yes.
To address the first thing you said about the S-Curl, let me talk about the S-Curl, right?
Yeah.
So S-Curl, we got a hate-love relationship too. Because that's one of those moisturizers where I went crazy, like, oh, this thing is amazing. I'm only using this from now on. And then it was just like, I'm water to you.
Yes.
Like, I'm not even like gonna moisturize. I'm just gonna wet your hair a little bit and it's gonna go right back dry.
Yes.
And from that, I don't know, like I haven't figured it out yet, but it's like when I go back sometimes, it's really good again, and then it'll just stop for whatever reason. So, like I had this thing now where I don't throw away products.
Yeah, that's
Thinking,
smart.
oh, you don't wait for me, like you don't work for me no more. I don't want it no more. I'm gonna get something else, and then all of a sudden you just get the, feeling. Let me try this again, and it's
Yeah.
exactly what your hair needs for the
Wow.
time. So they hair products pretty much have long shelf lives.
Okay.
Some of the ones that might expire are like certain oils, like essential oils. I think you gotta keep them in dark bottles and away from the sun, or otherwise it loses potency. And aloe vera juice you gotta keep in the fridge and stuff like that. Go ahead, Pastor.
Well, I was S-curling before you thought about being, so I got a little experience with S-curling. Only reason I said that comes for this experience. I too was like you, and I went S-curl crazy. But it just came in a little box, so you put it on your hair.
Oh, it's extra.
And yeah, it made the hair a little smooth, and I was not a hair maniac, but I had good hair. And black people love black people with good hair.
Yeah.
The point I was making, I went S-curl crazy, and when we started Healthy Hair with Shanel, you introduced me to that berry juice.
Yes.
It reminded me so much of how my scalp and hair felt with S-curl. And I began to play around with the berry juice, and it did, my hair responds just like it did to the S-curl moisturizer stuff. So if you want to switch up, I know that berry juice, whatever is in there, is very, very good for the substitute for a moisturizer for me at least. For S-curl. But the S-curl, if you want to take a break from it, it's very good. Also, when it's not telling you, let me know when it's not telling you.
Give Father hand clap praise for him sharing. And just to add, he said something, just to give his ear a break, which we've said before, but I just want to emphasize that sometimes your hair, pretty much all the time, your hair needs a break from certain things. And it will tell you when you need a break. Even if it's loving it, your hair might feel a little bit, it like a certain moisturizer, you use it, your hair loves it. But all of a sudden, like, your scalp is itching a little bit, or something like that. It's nothing wrong, you just gotta give it a break. And there's also some women on YouTube that was saying how they don't like to use the same shampoo over and over because they love it so much, so they switch shampoos like every month just so their hair will still like it and stuff like that. But that's just saying how you need to give your hair a break with certain products, especially products with chemicals in them.
Okay.
So, yep, I addressed that. Anything else, Elder?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Reading labels. Now, Healthy Hair with Shanel has taught me to look at those labels.
Oh, yeah.
So I was in desperate need of some replacement Mega Growth for Profective. And so I went to this little hole in the wall hair shop. And I saw the box. Oh yeah, this is the box, this is it. The picture looks different though. So there was the only one on the shelf. I said, okay, I'm gonna get it. So I get it and I get home and I look at the ingredients. This is not the same. This is not. So I failed because I did not read the label, and so I spent money on stuff that the first thing was, oh goodness, I couldn't petrolatum or something like that. It's like, ugh, I know better than that. So I got a whole. Ooh, it made me weak. Every time I look at it, I just shake my head. It's a reminder to read the labels. I just want to share that.
Alright, give Father hand clap praise for that. Read the label. Otherwise, you'll waste your money.
Yes.
Or if you decide to use it, Chanel will catch you.
Yes.
And make you feel bad.
I know.
Using all that petroleum in your head.
Oh, yeah.
No, just kidding. Alright, let's move on to Pastor.
You mean petroleum jelly is wrong?
Is that a serious question or rhetorical?
It is petroleum.
Okay, so get me started. Yeah.
I'm not pouring more oil or no part of my body, so.
Let me just say this right quick, since you done brought it up.
Yes.
Petroleum is quote unquote bad for your hair. What petroleum does is clog your pores, which stops it from growing, which stops your scalp from getting the nutrients it needs. It's just clogging. If you want to clog your pores, like you're doing a relaxer and you don't want that relaxer to get into it, use petroleum. Go for it. But you don't want to keep that stuff in your hair. You're not gonna grow. It's not doing anything. But it ain't bad. Okay. All right, moving on.
But that was my question. I was watching a show about, hair.
Yes.
And I was wondering, and that's what it was talking about, clogging the pores up. And I was wondering, did the berry stuff, I know it's a moisturizer, but do it have the potential to clog pores up in my head? Because I did not know.
Yes. How? No, it does not have. What he's talking about berry juice, for those who don't know, is Herbal Essence long-term relationship split and mender leave-in protector. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it can clog your pores, not because it has any petroleum, because it doesn't have no petroleum, it doesn't have no mineral oil, it doesn't have any of that. But any product, if you use too much or if you let it build up on your scalp, it will clog your pores. So as long as you're using it and you're taking care of your hair and you're washing it when you're supposed to, washing it out, you will be fine. But if you just keep putting that berry juice on every day, comb your hair, go about your day, it's been like 3 weeks, and your scalp is clogged. That's just what it is, because it's a bunch of product just built up. But no, if you was to put that on your scalp, I don't recommend that. But if you was to put it on your scalp should still be able to breathe.
Okay, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Also, where is my coconut
Yes.
shampoo?
I don't know. Ask your wife.
The question, the point I was going to make, that coconut, I was using some coconut shampoos from that day. It was just the most, if I could use it every night, I would have. And it disappeared. It's like, I'm lost. And it's a bottle of green stuff. I don't know what that is. And I read the label and it said shampoo and conditioner. And I was like, no, I'm supposed to do that.
Yes.
Where does this bottle come from? The devil has been in my bathroom. It disappeared and hurt my little feelings.
Oh.
So I need some more coconut shampoo.
Yeah.
We had a whole closet full of hair products.
I know, but I don't know what that stuff is.
Yes.
All right, I got you.
Also, I was thinking, and I'm looking, I want a man hairstyle, but I like the rolls. And I know scripture tells us we don't wear women hairstyle. And so I'm trying, I want to find a decent, something like Elder Felinos, because I'm want to have a certain man and get permission from there, my wife, so she won't kill me. Something like that. So you the hair expert, if you see something or you could recommend something that I start on, I would love it, because every time I start on doing I want to just keep a low profile, because I can't keep that up, especially going back and forth to the dentist, not dentist, the dentist, going back and forth to the hospital that I did and different stuff of that nature. It just aggravating. I can't keep going like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, how much work are you willing to put into your hair every day? Because what she got, you got to keep that up. That's a lot more work than what you got going on now.
No, what I got going on now is the beginning. I'm limited in what I can do. But I know I will have help. I know certain ones will come and help me on certain levels. But just something that you recommend. I ain't talking about nothing super fancy. So just something that I can do and really help. Because I can't get, nobody to cut my hair. I got to go to the barber shop. And I'm wondering what I start anyway.
Yes.
So, if you know anything. I know what she does. I see her all the time. I see her doing this. I know I can sit there and do this. Okay, we can do this. But I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't do that. And I don't know if my wife's going to really accept that. And I don't know if that's a man hairstyle. So I'm trying to do a little research. And if you're an expert. So if you see, you know anything, or right now, if you want to give me some advice, I am open.
I gotta think about that. Anybody, you want advice from other people? So you want some advice to see if anyone got any advice, or?
If anybody know men has, yeah, I listen. But I take your advice. I don't know if I can take anybody's advice.
Men hairstyle, I just recommend it clean cut. That's what I recommend. But if you want something, you want to change it up, something.
It don't have to be twisted, curly like that. It just
An afro.
it could be an afro, but I just want something different. If I get an afro, right? If I get an afro, I gotta keep the edge. I gotta keep the edge.
That's right.
And if I put the berry juice on it, it's gonna lay out. If I put any kind of moisture around my hair, it lays. It loves it. It just lay down and go to sleep. I don't mind that afro. If that's what you recommend. Like I said, before I was just going to keep a little baby afro, and I want a bald head. That's what I want.
Why you can't? That's my second choice.
My lovely wife will not allow me to have a bald head. So, it's her head, so I try to be respectful. She the only real opinion I care about how I look as far as that goes.
Yes.
So I'm looking for something that masculine. It don't have to, I ain't saying it don't have to be twisted roots. It don't have to be just a masculine hairstyle that I can keep up. I can't edge the back of my head. I can do the front and side, but I can't do the back anymore. I can't keep that back and forth too. Ella Liddell, you have something to say? Nope.
Yes.
All right, I will have to get back to you on that. Hopefully we can close out the challenge and start a new hairstyle.
Yeah.
I was winning too.
I was winning. He was winning.
I was winning at first before I went to the hospital for the normal state.
Yes.
I know you and Brother T was both up there.
Yep.
Brother T had,
Yeah, he passed me when I
he
went
was
to the
gone.
hospital.
Yes.
He was gone.
He passed me when I went to the hospital. I had that thing, man. My eyes was on the prize.
Yes.
I got the hospital, they just tear that one blue to 12 inches.
Yep, and he'll cut it.
Yeah, it cut it. It was surprising. You got it wrong.
All right, y'all watching, don't know what we talking about because we wasn't using the microphones, but okay. We're gonna wrap this up. Any last minute add-ons, questions, concerns, tips on how to make it look like you've been working for 6 months?
Yes.
I want everybody to come to the next class in their best hairstyle.
Uh-oh.
Best. And that's subjective. So whatever you declare best, because we're going to show them off and we're going to show everybody how good we've been doing on this 6 months and pretty much just have a little, fun show off.
Okay.
Little thing. Not no, make it fun.
Yes.
Okay? Okay. Look nice. Put your makeup on. Okay. Just your hair. Just have it. Don't bring it like Shanel wearing it today in your protective style. We're gonna use our heat pads. We're gonna, just do something extra. for that day. Okay? And I want everybody there.
Yes.
Nobody hiding.
Yes.
I would say some names.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about if you're watching this. And I'm gonna get on you. Brother MT, wherever you at, I'm gonna get on you. Everybody gonna participate.
Everybody.
Whoever started the 6-month challenge, I need y'all to be there
Yes, ma'am.
for the finale. Okay?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Count your shame face or whatever. Just
Yes.
let your hair look nice, and we gonna talk about it. Okay?
All
Okay.
right.
I'll be going to the bar.
Lord. You are
I'm gonna
fired.
cheat big time.
Anybody who come look in the mess, I'm bringing a cone of shame, and you gonna have to wear it the whole class, and I'll make that class extra long. So you
Yes.
gotta wear that cone for a long time. All right. Any last minute stuff? Gonna wrap it up. Trans over to you, me, and yeah. Part 2.
Okay.
Well, if that be all, give the Father hand clap praise. That was fun.
Yes.
Glad to see you guys making progress still. And that's a wrap. Bring up pastors.